hello, and welcome to Classic Weekend Sport with me, your host, known as Edwin Joel Lamin, better known as the Bruna. Of course, today is our Weekend Sport. We want for welcome we usual analyst and reporter Winners here, Bandy, over inside the studio today for help we talk about some of the issues inside the sporting world, and we also get one of the sport gurus that the country and the president of Paul Kamara from Radio News Song. We go for help we analyze some of the issues inside the sporting world today. And so far, continue to stay with me for the next 1 hour as we get for talk about plenty things that will happen across the sporting world. You can also be part of the sporting program by sending your message on the numbers 079 553 990, or you send out the QCell line 034 579 903. Of course, before we even go into the headlines, Paulie, welcome to the Classic Weekend Sport.
Yeah, good evening, Edwin, and pleasant evening to all listeners and fans of the weekend sports.
Siavandi, I want to say good evening and welcome to Classic Weekend Sport.
Good evening, Dipuna, and I would say good evening to all listeners and fans of Classic Weekend Sport.
Of course, this is Classic Weekend Sport with me, your host, known as Edwin Joel Lamin, better known as the Bruna. Of course, we don't waste no time. We'll go straight into the headlines and see exactly what we got from inside the sporting news today. Of course, Mohamed Bouya Toure does score in first goal, for a new club, one of by China Fortune FC. As we almost say, they don't make a move inside China and they don't score in first goal. And also, we get to talk about the allowance with government and the Sierra Leone Football Association in collaboration with the Ministry of Sports, as they don't finally pay the Syria Queens the allowances so far. And we get to talk about Dande inside the program. And also, the CAF Emergency Committee don't pull all. Now, they say the Africa CAF Nations Cup, get for return. So, we get to talk about plenty thing about Isarat for tell you exactly what it take. As they don't pull out that door, say that tournament will start very soon. The qualification of the Africa Cup of Nations, they return very soon. Waiting the inside and we gonna make it known to you as they don't pull out that door to go bring the dates and analyze what they mean to the Leon Stars. And so far so good, we get for also talk about Solomon Zombo Morris, wearing a goalkeeper of this country as he don't retire from international football. What does this mean to other goalkeepers and other players or the Leon Stars as a goalkeeper we don't represent this country? We're going to talk about this and we're going to analyze them exactly what it means to the Sierra Leone football family. And then we also talk about the Europa League inside the international segment as Seville don't make record and make mark after we don't win the Europa League final against Inter Milan. Waiting there and how it happened. Me analyze and there for analyze and explain exactly what go wrong and what Seville make and what kind of record and history they make so far inside the Europa League. And tomorrow the Champions League final, the German champion will face the French champion. What does this mean? Would I will win? What's in the preview? What's in the inside? The updates, injuries, and more will be inside the program for you. This plus transfer and gossip go for the inside the program for you. So continue to stay with me for the next 1 hour as we get plenty things to talk about the Classic Weekend Sports. You go send you message to the number 079 553 990, or you send out the 019 034 579 903, or you also join me now with Facebook page Classic Radio 99.7 FM. This is Classic Weekend Sports. Of course, we don't waste no time. We'll go straight to the program for see exactly what's in the day. Paul, let we start for looking to the program proper. Let us take a look at the first item. Mohamed Bouya Toure don't finally get in goal after 2 assists. After we don't see 2 assists, don't finally break through. Just score the goals what we know him for score, and don't already go into the Chinese history book as one of the Sierra Leone players we don't already score a goal inside the Chinese league.
Yeah, I'm for saying, a very good news to, the Sierra Leone player the player he trade right now in China. Though initially it gets this, or it made the decision for go China series of questions why a player of the caliber, somebody who don't win the Golden Boot, now decide for go China.
Because I can still remember, one of the analysts them where you be the question, say at that kind of young age going to the China is not something we're expecting.
Yeah, of course. Well, and of course, maybe because I don't feel say it was like for playing time, but now playing in China, we don't see goal does start for Camp Farm. Don't play 4 matches, 1 goal, 2 assists. A very positive one for him. But again, it's
So
just like
do you think it was a right decision?
well, I don't 100% say it was the right decision, but every club, a player get the chance for make a headway in any club so far where he did. Elect, somebody go single you out of the club. It all depend on how well, week in, week out, how you really play, and of course, put effort to what they do. To me, it could be a very good one for him, depending how it will really carry himself well at the club. But I'm expecting some other club, maybe this like will be it will still be like a transition for him. Maybe from here, people will really see the talent way, it still possess. Even after winning the Golden Boot, now coming back to China, yeah, we players don't come up from the top tier leagues when go China, and of course there's still a try like for rebuild the league. A lot of resources, they don't put a lot of money, they don't count classical players. Just imagine Oscar will be the Chelsea, all them players they're playing at China. They get a lot of other big names except for the China.
We see Carrasco, they all go and return back.
Of course, but me always try to say, make it be like somewhere where like it will really go for establishing himself well. At least me go proud for really see him in the Premier League. For Siena, Spain.
Or any top five, among the top five
top
leagues.
tier league, yeah, exactly. So, but in China, yeah, it could be a very ain't no decision because I don't feel say it's more like for money. Though, yeah, that can again be something we're going to influence a player. But I really want to see the best of him coming out, not to for just going to a club who say, in fact, Sierra Leoneans, most of the players will get when they play the trade outside, you can't even see them. We think very bad. Because we as well want for proud, so we get players when they play trade, internationally. When week in week out, you will see how they go play. But how many people they follow the the Chinese league? That's again could be another question with somebody can ask. But all I'm saying, yeah, he's a young player still. He gets the prospect, the efforts. It really they put the effort, they add the effort. All we take is to make it just keep the fire burning. But I'm expecting more than China, or the Chinese league. With all due respect, by the way, with all due respect, by the way, I know that they try to discredit the Chinese league in any way. But of course, football, a very huge competition right now. And of course, the market, the platform therefore be well structured, therefore lay the platform well. China could be like a stepping stone for, players don't go China, they don't develop, they don't add. Now we don't come back at the top tier leagues. We see how then they really perform. So can even be Buya Torino will be an exception. The goal I watched, the highlight, it was classical. Wish I'm all the best. Make it just continue for keep the fire burning.
But are you expecting the Sierra Leone people for follow Buya, for watching games then for follow him? Because mind you, the people of this country they only follow Premier Leagues, La Liga, and only few looks at the French League One and the Serie A with more the focus on the Premier League and the La Liga. But now Buya, we own the son, we own picking done the trend inside China and done it very well. Are you expecting the football fans for follow Buya?
Well, these now what are they talk? I think like now the point you come back. We get little or few Sierra Leoneans we fans of the Chinese league, because how many players really where you will endeavor for watch? If you talk about the Premier League, you talk about the Spanish La Liga, the French Ligue 1, you talk about the Bundesliga. These are leagues where people, it gets huge followers. So as I say, wish I'm all the best at China, but I'm expecting a club more than China for Buya Toure with the kind of performance we really see do for win a Golden Boot. Being the very first Sierra Leonean for set that record day, it was great to me. So I expect a club more than for playing at China. As I say, I'm not in any way really look low or look down on the Chinese league, but we when they talk about how well players are involved now, it's football is very very competitive because such players I tell you say it get the prospect, it get the skill, it get a lot way for offer to this country. We don't see some other players we don't start the decisions where they can make at times for both different clubs. Again, can your choice of club can get a whole effect again on your career. You go there that the way they go, everybody go like they really praise you. But if you don't really maintain that standard, I'm afraid the booyah way will go benefit from it will just be like something where it will just phase up away. That will be very much frustrating. So
Okay,
it
Paul.
will be like say make a really use the
Wait and
chance.
see if that was a really, really correct decision by Buya. Ma can't see a Vande to the next topic. Now, after 6 months of delay, we don't see Usai, the government through the Ministry of Sports in collaboration with the Sierra Leone Football Association don't finally pay Syria Queens then allowances. After we Syria Queens, we don't take part for represent this country in the Waffle tournament. And at the end of the day, these people were not paid. But after 6 months, we finally ask SLFA don't pull word now to say they don't finally pay then people about $2,000 each.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what you take, you being a woman, don't follow female football, don't monitor them, what you take on this?
Well, the Buna, it really, really disheartened for make your research things because from February 2020, where there's female team win a waffle tournament where happen na Sierra Leone, where the Sierra Leone female footballers then participate in this tournament. It really, really disheartening for make we a research thing when now the Sierra Leone government and
The
the
Sierra Leone Football
yeah,
Association.
yeah. The Sierra government with collaboration with the Sierra Leone Football Association and the Ministry of Sport, they intervene in order for getting allowances. It really, really disheartening because most of the time, they understand saying the international world, they really, really get respect for the female footballers, but now only Sierra Leone, when they come in like Sierra Leone, they never respect for the female footballers. But most of the times, I the one that Edwin because we they say we get Aisha Johansson when I in at the head of SLFA.
And she is a woman.
Yeah,
You have having a president of Sierra Leone football, a woman. That the other day, when it comes to supporting the female, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Like come to you, Paul. Ashley Johansson as a female, and she's the president of the Sierra Leone Football Association. So before this time, before he came on power, a lot of the females were happy. Say, oh, we don't get women who will come look into we don't concern, who will come in female football play. But Sierra Leone, there's no female football competition. So now, after 6 month delay, they don't finally pay their allowances, which is very good. But let us not talk about their allowances because it is their responsibility. Then deserve forgets them money in a day. But then we look at why. Because that was an international tournament. And that international tournament, I feel say now something which was budget for. Then budget for and then they picking and going to the commission today. The question is why if it take 6 months before they even pay the allowance then?
To me, Kelvin, I think this is very much disheartening to young sisters. We don't take football as their own career. We all know female football are something we very very difficult for manage. Where in fact some way they give their revelations, their testimonies. Me and you cover the Wafu tournament. De Bruyne. We know the challenges, the struggles where them guys really go through. Ever since it has been a blame game. The other day, IBK will say, in fact, they don't give the money. Now, in fact, now the sports ministry supposed to give this money out. It was all the sport ministry that blamed SLFA in return that blames, sports ministry. It sounds ridiculous. It be very much frustrating. To me, in fact, I think SLFA need for even don't come out with an apology, for apologize to them guys because it's a violation to the highest degree. How can you say, though even the coaches themselves all involved? How so you employ somebody say in the 24th century we still talk about you owe players name for pay them. They represent their countries. It's just like no female, no structured, no standard, no competitive female league in the country. And of course, Aisha Johansson serving and at a very high peak na CAF. And of course, in one of the the top ranked female them where they don't really make headways inside Africa. And of course, the world at large. When they talk about football, Aisha Johansson, you must mention her name. They come back home very, very abysmal, nothing good to write home about. Very, very frustrating. Yeah, it's someone can say better late than never. But this now waiting the girls than deserve. Because we get players where they even come out. Just imagine this one from Liberia, how you could really feel for even discuss
Rashida to Kamara.
Rashida too, yeah. I think the only player we discussed it for.
That's the only player we saw the Golden Star League Waffle tournament.
How you will even expect Rashida to for even boast among her colleagues and say, I'm from Sierra Leone, I can represent my country, nothing to show forth. How you really feel say somebody will even get it's just like passion, we get passion for something. But
at the end of the day, some fans that even bashing these guys, say they're poor, Salon Pekin not good, they know they do well, but there's no competition.
To me, the girls did well.
They did well because
the girls
they went
did well
into the
because
competition without losing a match.
looking at the caliber of team, just imagine for Senegal, Sierra
they
Leone,
have a lot of players where they're international.
Almost half of the team, they all they play just imagine the number 7, and don't forget the name. Was it Diop? Mama Diop. They play, in fact, they play
France.
Yeah. So that they tell you say, for the one way experience that they are at home base, no league, no league for play. Now only way they will say come. It's just like for when participate. Are they really competing for do something? You go just hear you say Wafu. Now Sierra Leone the host. Now that time we start where we say they call players from here. That thing they make nice to them. After which it's just like using them, you abuse them, you dump them, forget about them. That was very much inhuman to me, and I think SLFA though this don't come out from them. Yeah, the government as well. We see the commitment of the government, in this, but I think the guys they deserve an apology for their acts because it was very, very much unfortunate. This now female football, me and we don't follow so many sports. We don't follow so many sports. We know the challenges way attached to female football. Even way the other day was it the Senegalese coach where we even interview instead of the challenges.
Exactly.
In fact, for some parents they even left their picking them all get challenged. Some they will just see you can't like say for serious. Then at the end of the day nothing. Somebody will say in a player and you not get nothing for show forth. Very, very frustrating. However, a good, but we hope say SLFA the shortcomings very much and they will really work on the challenges that we don't have to experience such things then because outside country we don't see players they revolt, players they strike, some pass the strike before then give the allowances. Where I think a very, very bad Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, Paul. Continue for still with me. This is Classic Weekend Sport with me, your host Edwin Jelamin, better known as the Bruna. Of course, you will be part of the program by sending your messages to the number 079 553 990 or 034 579 903. And this is your favorite program, Classic Weekend Sport, with me, your host known as Edwin Jelamin. Of course, we will go inside the next item, the next story inside the sports and program so far as the CAF Emergency Committee don't approve the reception dates for the qualifiers of the Africa Cup of Nations. We're going for place at Cameroon. Paul, Salon for host Nigeria. And we still on the ban. November. From November 9 to the 17th, it's going to be the dates where we expect them matching there for play as CAF don't pull on Nado, even though they say we have to monitor the situation and pull on Nado concerning the hosting. Because we still get this coronavirus thing where, they still training in Africa and a lot of sporting activities are still on the ban. And Salon, one kind of country where we still the face dancing in there. But the one them where they in charge of football in Africa, don't worry, the pull on that say it's gonna be between the 9th to the 17th.
Yeah.
And Leon Stars for host Nigeria. Leon Stars for playing Nigeria. And when you
Away
take
before
it
they return.
away, yes, they need to go to Nigeria before they come back to Sierra Leone. And when you take a look at the table, Usai, you know, Nigeria is still the first with 6 points, and you still get Benin second, and you get Lesotho with the third. Leon Stars is still languishing at the bottom table. Now they go face one of the top teams in Africa and Nigeria. What you take so far? What's in this mean? Now that we're under ban and this country is still finding it difficult, the players are not training, we're not having a competition, all these things is around. We are going to that match if it happens in November. Waiting the future hold for we.
You know, the other day I was like talking in a sports program. I've been predict for Sierra Leone once. You know, in fact,
Was it against Lesotho?
No, it wasn't against. Was it? Yeah.
Because behind the closed door.
Yeah. You know, of course, I predict somewhere bashing at me, Paul Y. And of course, I group me and you, Sports Zone. We all know a very wide sports group where they cover most, you know, sport icons. Them, you know, inside the country, even outside of the country. And I predict. Okay, I think it was the qualifiers, the game we'll play against Liberia. I say Sierra Leone will win, but we not go progress, we not go qualify. So many are saying no, you know, enemy of progress, this and that. But I was like, you know, honestly, you can't like see. I am a Sierra Leonean. We all here are Sierra Leoneans. I mean the best for Sierra Leone, you know, and in fact, if Sierra Leone qualify, I'm a fan of Sierra Leone, though a journalist, but I'm as well a fan of Sierra Leone. But when it comes to analyzing, you know, we'll definitely see the reality. You forget the reality, then you know, you put yourself inside of the discussion because you just feel say Sierra Leone for, you know, even when you feel say like a very unlikely, you really see clearly, you know, the benchmarks waiting exactly at the actual thing. Then you try for, you know, shy away from them. You know, I can do that. Again, I'm saying here, Sierra Leone, we are not fully prepared, Kevin De Bruyne, for this match. In fact, I'm afraid the worst will even happen because you're talking about Nigeria. Nigeria gets players where they play their trade internationally. You know, in fact, most of them, the leagues, they don't resume. Sierra Leone, most of the players, you can't even see them. Now, few you see, some stuff before you see them, you know, you really get for like try all mechanisms for making just see them on screen, or some maybe probably pass you like follow them online when they tell you say we are really not ready for this match fully yet. We really, because when leagues not even resume it, and we get a lot of challenges. The COVID-19 don't affect greatly, though it affects all sides, but we get players them where they play internationally, their own leagues they don't resume. And most of, in fact, now this coach John Kista, what team be the same? I say in fact he want for rebuild the team, so it's more like a rebuilding process. And in rebuilding, you get us started somewhere. Though, in fact, I will celebrate, I will feel proud, I will jubilate, I will feel very much happy if Sierra Leone qualify, if Sierra Leone progress. The two legs. This is not a match for them initially playing side match, we don't forget about them. But because of the COVID-19, you know, we all know all footballing activities, they don't, you know, they don't come to a halt. But now the leagues they resume. So I'm afraid I don't really see that bright prospect. Sierra Leone can do yeah, you know, but Kelvin, to be honest and sincere, you know, with my conscience and if I can analyze them, the Calcium, Nigeria, they are way ahead of us, you know, in the football ranking, the players, the quality of players where they get compared to we. But football, again, somebody can say anything can happen. You know, we don't get teams that we don't get everything. The almighty Barca teams that they come, they, you know, they get over them. But I think you really have to look at the possibility. You say this one, yeah, though it's football, anything can happen. But if we analyze on paper, I will tell you say the strength Nigeria gets hedge, you know, over Sierra Leone.
Okay, Paul, I'll be back to you. See, you don't listen waiting for long. Say, you know, we get a game against Nigeria around from the 9th to the 17th. Well, they expect them at for play, but Leon Salon still there on the ban when it comes to all sporting activities are still on the ban. As the government, they don't put ban on all sporting activities, and we for play them kind of game and they wouldn't listen. What's not you take so far? What are you expecting the government for do by now, knowing that we need more. We get for players need for train, players need for come together, work together as a team for face such a team. What's your own take?
Well, just as my colleague Paul Johnson say, as the way Sierra Leone still there on a ban through the sporting activities, and I expect from the government lift some restrictions against the sporting activities. So we begin make the players then begin for train back, because if not that, if only they're still we still stay inside this restriction, definitely and most definitely we definitely get for lose the game with Nigeria. Because just take a look at some games them when Sierra Leone they play with other teams, them without the lockdown, without even the restriction, they end up on defeat. What about this now? They in this lockdown, they would go play this almighty Nigeria. Me and you know for they top right now. They would go challenge them. To me definitely. I don't know, because I don't see you Man City and you're on the play, you're on the beat Man City.
So,
maybe I'm sorry, you're on the beat Nigeria.
At times that's the beauty of football. Not every team that wins. So Paul, which insane, because we see Man City was the favorite, but at the end of the day, Lyon carried the day. With such thing, are you expecting any surprise from Lyon Stars facing Nigeria?
In fact, starting to that, we number one goalkeeper, we don't retire. And though he say he want to give chance, he want to give space to the young folks where they can. Me and you watch the match now, Freetown, the match where they play behind closed doors.
Yeah, against Lesotho.
Lesotho, we cover that match. We report on radio stations and live. I think Zombo Morris for now. Yeah, we can say the international experience it gets him past because the John Try. In fact, John tried on the aging, of course, himself not even like demand more inside the country in the play. So this is tell you say that's again I would say a loophole. Kamara we don't get injury now to try for really develop the Eastern Lions goalkeeper. So we really get lots of challenges we I think will really mitigate mitigate against Sierra Leone. But however, as here they say it's football. Anything can happen. We don't suicide. Don't tag clubs them as favorites. But at the end of the day, they come. The name for deliver. So Sierra Leone, if Sierra Leone gets a result against Nigeria, it could be something fine. But the reality is just what I'm analyzing and what I'm saying. Sierra Leone really need a lot for really to, because still we all know the COVID stuff still in the country. Still no bans. The restrictions on footballing activities not on the lifted yet. When the players they will come together, when the international players will come together, when they will train, for unify themselves, fully get prepared, face Nigeria. Nigeria, honestly, I'm still saying it. We all know they get players in the Premier League.
Of course.
They get players now in the Spanish La Liga. They get
Because
everywhere.
Joe likes to relax game, behind closed door, Lesotho. When a lot of
that was the match for the win. Exactly.
Where that for don't be a starting point for the Lyon Stars, but unfortunately it became a 1-1 draw when nobody was expecting, even though it's football. But Lyon Stars were the better side, knowing that it's gonna be a home match, and they would expect if by any means they were for qualify, that game for them be a must win.
And a team, the caliber of even the team of play Lesotho to forget a draw, it was very frustrating. And even the time when Lesotho gets the draw, we really get a lot for really work on. This coach way don't come, where he has been reappointed, John Kista. I really expect a lot from him, for really move this team forward. Yeah, can be automatic. We want for Sierra Leone at the Africa Cup of Nations. Yeah, it's true, but I think we got to start from somewhere. Now this will be the best chance. What I'm saying, John Kista now need for start from the grassroots. It's very good and nice. For the very first time we see about 48 appointments of national coaches. And now we see even that from different cadres or categories under 17, 20, this and that. So I think with all them processes and with all them stages, John Kista will get for supersede or will get for the monitor. He now get a lot for really sports talents then. We get a lot where the home base players will even give to the national side, because most of the international players, as me and you know, where they follow, where they follow them. Some of them get first team space now, the team there. At the end of the day, just like international players come and give them big money, pay air tickets, go and come, you know, the match bonuses. At the end of the day, name for
The
deliver.
same thing.
So I think if really start here, we
From the
start, you know, we
grassroots.
start from the grassroots, develop the team. You know, it will surprise you. Ghana don't go out, they succeed. Nigeria go out, they succeed. And now we they see, you know, how Ghana go out, how they succeed. It just they tell you say, you know, well, the local content policy, you know, gets a lot for really do. So and it not will be automatic as I really say. It will be a step. So John Kista now really gets the honors. He now really gets a lot for really come and rebuild this thing, because Leon Star team for me, you know, it like they go down the drain. Was it years back? We go 7th in Africa and 50. You know, the top 50 team now the world. Definitely now be good. You know, kudos. So we want for as well go back to them 10 a day. Which I don't go even come at the first 3. You know, in Africa, I think that could be something where go really fine. But to me,
Okay, Paul, continue to stay with we as we still get a lot to talk about inside the sporting program. This now Classic Weekend Sports with me, your host, known as Edwin Jolamin, and we get plenty things to talk about so far inside the sporting program. We want to tell you, say, you will be part of the conversation by sending us your messages on the number 034 539 990. So we not gonna waste no time. We'll go straight inside the last term inside the local story so far. Paul, let we look at Zomo Morris in retire one. You know, after we don't discuss all about the way forward for the Liam Stars, you know, having John Kista on top of situation now. But you know, one of the goalkeeper win on the league and the Lion Stars goal post for a very long time now, over 8 years of service. You know, don't finally retire. You know, what does this mean to the young players? And some, is it the right time for them to retire?
well, the question is it the right time? Well, it can be this can be like a very crucial time where he retire, but it can be as well a blessing in disguise. But all depend how are we really prepared for, you know, his retirement. It comes as a surprise to many, and at such a time we expect Sierra Leone for, you know, go inside, you know, for compete for Cameroon 2021, 2022. I think, but for coming retire from international football, though he say one for give, you know, space to young players. It's a very good decision, and I think it will continue for really get. At times some not like one, because we are waiting John Kista say they want for build up the team, and me and you know Zomo Morris, there are some matches a bit of blunder.
Sure.
Even the Lesotho match, the partnership, the goalkeeper, the defenders, there was, you know, it was a very big error, a very big mess where Lesotho be even gets for equalize. That have been a very odd thing, and not be definitely good for see. Yeah, giving space, giving chance to the young folks where they come up. Yeah, we get talents and we get players, but again, the experience can be something where it counts. The experience, I think we've really don't bank on them. These few moments where we don't really help we a lot. Though it will really help the young one themselves when they come up, because you know football, you know you always get for where the grassroots strong, you get a future, you get a very bright prospect. But if you just think about the big names, you know there's no one who can replace them, all that is bad. So I think we go really learn from this now for challenge for give chance to the young one when they come up, because anybody we go left, we get somebody we go replace. But now if you talk about the replacement for, you know, Zomo Morris, now John Try will call, who is John Try? John Try self gets you know, a whole lot of own excesses. You talk about Kamara and Eastern Lions. Eastern Lions, they do well. But of course, the maturity, the exposure, the experience also will count. So it go as well serve as a very, you know, something negative on the part of
What would say, because I think this is an opportunity to the young players, the young goalkeepers for showcasing self and say exactly if they're capable to take the mountain of the goalkeeping, because it means a lot. Mind you, this is Classic Weekend Sport with me, Edwin Giolamin, and I get Paul Kamara in the studio, and I also get Sia Vandi, for help we analyze some of the issues is the sporting program this weekend. Of course, we will take a break, and when we come back, we go talk about the international segments, as plenty things don't happen inside the international segments. We go for a break, and when we come back, we'll discuss about the Europa and the Champions League. Well, of course, we are back and back and back and back. And now it's in the international segments, as plenty thing more happen and plenty they more for happen as tomorrow they unfold. But before we go into tomorrow, we take a look at yesterday's match, as the Seville done already set a record of winning the Europa League 6 times. None of the team this way be even win the Europa League 3 times in a row, where a lot of people were happy, and now they don't finally make a record of 6 times against Inter Milan, one of the greatest team in Europe. Let us take a look at this match, Paul. But before I go to you, Sia, you looked the match yesterday. You said exactly what happened. Seville don't finally win the Europa League title.
Yesterday, the game was really somehow. It was really good, because at the side of both teams, we are Seville and Inter Milan. The two teams they are really tough. Do I able to see how Lukaku shoots the first?
Of course, because if you take a look at the it's like just first half. We see something like 4 goals. Which become very interesting in one final. So I think Paul, it was a good game.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people will be the tick Inter Milan for win the trophy. But with civilian experience in that tournament, bigger for prevail. I don't know winning. Even though Inter Milan took the lead, courtesy of Lukaku, I don't know we see they had to fight back to equalize, and finally they land the trophy. The trophy where they know more, the trophy where they're familiar with the Europa League. What you take so far?
First, I have to say congratulations to Sevilla, and I think a record. It's just like when you talk of Europa, Europa Cup now, you attribute them to
Sevilla.
Sevilla, and just like the way Arsenal want to do the same thing with FA Cup.
FA Cup.
You know, but quite interesting. I think even me here, I gave my backing to Inter Milan for like win.
Is it because Seville beat Una, beat
Not-
Manchester
not
United, make you
because of
decide
that.
for back Inter Milan for beat the team wey beat Una?
For really don't nice. Well, but
If it don't really nice if Inter Milan for don't win.
yeah, yeah.
Why
yeah,
why they
yeah,
nice? Because
it's
Seville have the experience when you talk about this tournament. They
we-
are more
we-
familiar with this
we
tournament.
definitely see as well previous matches, you know, how Inter Milan do, you know, their contribution inside the league, it was great. They're really
because
well.
when you look at Lukaku,
In fact,
scoring
Lukaku has
something
set
like
a
9 to
record.
11
Now they even
consecutive
score.
times in the Europa League.
That's my record why I just want to talk about. You know, with the likes of the Lukaku, mind you, we get about 5 Premier League players where Antonio Conte come with stretch, where don't contribute greatly.
The Sanchez, the Young, the Lukaku and others. You
All
know,
the
I
rest,
think this
you
now.
know, this is tell you say, you know,
And most of them
Eriksen,
most of them play the from Manchester United and from Mona. So people start asking.
While those some fans of Manchester United, some like well again say it was better, you know, them man and not win because this is like a competition where most of them did even play in for Manchester before they even left. Gonna you know so winning it was like a kudos to them and a plus. Well, me for like that for at least them go they win a cup. But Seville just proved them power again. They prove them worth. They prove say you know, then are masters for the you know UEFA League because then just show say they are outstanding. You know they are fabulous. They just don't understand the league well. They know what it takes for make them win the UEFA League. So no no cause where we see the exactly display you know waiting they exactly can do inside the UEFA League. So Lukaku. I think the runners up made a lot to be something where he really wants for that particular match. He was in a very very positive mood for ensure say they win that one. But Sevilla they tell you say again they don't understand this league. They know what it take for me the win them. And of course I almost say kudos again one time more. They are just too fabulous and they deserve the win where they get yesterday against you know Inter Milan. Though been tick them. But this is football.
But Inter Milan have played a very good game.
Of course.
You know, they created chances. You know, just that. You know, it's a final. Maybe with the experience, but because you take a look at Lukaku, he had a one-on-one.
chances.
Unfortunately, he missed those chances, and you know, scoring a
Even
penalty.
even
But,
Sanchez.
of course, so that tells you, Seville, we are just outstanding. You know, they make use of them chances, and then they became the winner of the Europa League. Of course, they go straight into the big one tomorrow. That is the Champions League. You know, the German champion, the face the French champion, Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern Munich. You know, Bayern Munich, the team we don't beat man them. I don't know. The goals in, we get a records of 8-2. We get a records of Arsenal get a own, Tottenham get a own, Chelsea get a own, Barcelona self get a own. You know, you start, you know, even when I know Deco must go down there, they follow a 7-2. But, you know, there are a lot of Chelsea fans who will be very happy after when they see Barca and results. They say, oh, if better, sometimes Barca, if they don't play one away, if we don't be sometimes 16-2. But we play one, then give me 7-1. Well, a woman away, then give me 7 all the 7-1 on aggregate. So, but it's very interesting. Now, Bayern, after scoring all these goals, you know, they had the favorite going to this Champions League. The face Paris Saint-Germain. You know, we get the likes of Neymar, get the likes of Mbappe, Di Maria. You know, let us look at the match tomorrow. You know, let the squad. Let me take a look at the squad. Let me look at the form, and let us look at the head-to-head. You know, and see exactly who's gonna win, who is gonna be the champion of Europe tomorrow. Paul. But first of all, like before I come to see Abani, you Paul, tell exactly what's your take so far. Before we even go into the prediction, let us look at the performance inside the Champions League. Let us look at the scoring power and also see exactly before you go into the predictions.
Well, Bayern against Lyon, Barcelona. We see them really do, extremely well. Um, it's really going to be difficult for PSG, to be frank. But again, PSG gets talented individuals. They get, they get names that we go single out. Like you start to call the likes of the Lima,
The Mbappe and Di Maria.
all right, all the rest. That is tell you say they're having talented individuals.
But you don't think say looking at the game between Bayern Munich and Lyon, Paris Saint-Germain got to learn something for them because Lyon created chances, but they were not clinical. Because if they were clinical, they should have got goals. But because they were not clinical enough, Bayern Munich be enough for dominate and get everything. Even though Lyon may create some few chances, we maybe for don't get them back into the game. But you don't think say Paris Saint-Germain that would be a very good opportunity for them. Look at the Bayern Munich get some for and see exactly how they will attack and get something out of that match. Because if you take a look at the head-to-head record, Paris Saint-Germain don't get something like 5. 5 head-to-head against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich don't get 3. Then last 8.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich don't win 8, 3 out of that 8. Why Paris Saint-Germain don't win 5? So before this time, if you are talking about head-to-head, Paris Saint-Germain get the better record against Bayern Munich. But this is not a team where goals are coming from all angles. Everybody is scoring. And now they can face a team also where gets another outstanding players in the person of Di Maria, Nima, and Mbappe.
I think the forward for PSG, as you reckoned on, they get a very powerful, forward line. The likes of the Nima way they call so Mbappe, Di Maria. We even see for making them qualify to this stage, they all get a lot way. They really contribute eminently for ensure the PSG qualify to this peak. But Bayern Munich gets a very outstanding team.
They're exceptional.
They get an outstanding team, honestly. But the performance way, though they get, we Lyon exposed some of
their weaknesses.
Some weaknesses of Bayern Munich, but we see the experience count at the end of the day. We see in Bayern Munich they show the class. Bayern Munich gets themselves, however, gets some areas, some great areas where they for really work on. Because if not, in finals, competitions of such, your opponent can just take advantage of a silly mistake where you do will cost you greatly. And of course, where gets an opportunity for reply back, because this one no second leg, no day. It's all about the final and the final.
Okay.
So I think Bayern Munich will be the better side, but PSG, gets individual players way as well to could cause an upset. But football is a teamwork.
Okay, Paul.
PSG level players a team.
I'll be back to you. Siavadi, Paris Saint-Germain facing Bayern Munich, and the big man competition, the UEFA Champions League.
Tomorrow game, it's gonna be really, really hectic for both teams, if I could say, because both teams they get greater chances in order for me to win the Champions League.
Sure.
Both Bayern Munich and the PSG. Because just like how you don't say the PSG gets great people them where
the individual players are there.
Yeah.
But Bayern Munich is more like a teamwork, because if you take a look at the likes of Gnabry,
team for almost 29 matches.
Exactly. And
even say
they're really, really strong.
Yeah.
They're really, really strong.
But again, let us also look at the system, because Paris Saint-Germain have the individual players. We see that against Atlanta. Atlanta played a very good game against them. They even dominate possession. Just that Paris Saint-Germain, at the end of the day, we are very clinical, making use of their 2 chances and for win. We will see them against the other team. We don't play when I was against RB Leipzig. But you see more of like an individual performance, individual player playing game. But when it comes to Paris and the Bayern Munich, they see more like an individual. You see more like a teamwork. There are a lot of connections, a lot of combinations where they make the goal. They come up from every angle. So, Paul, before you even how are we expecting, looking at the strength of both sides, looking at the attacking power, are we expecting more goals? Should they expect goals for rain tomorrow into the Champions League final, just like the Europa League final?
No, I think I differ. It's going to be a tight encounter between them two sides, and
Even with all
PSG,
even though with all the kind of
PSG is a
attacking,
very big opportunity, mind you. I would say like this is a cup way. PSG.
don't get
definitely
behind for
want.
this is their first time into the Champions League final.
Because we see they even pour money for get even the likes of the Neymar, although it can not deliver.
And even now the owner
it
they
was
almost
very
put
much
money.
frustrating.
Money don't know right now for them play they win the trophy.
This is tell you say
When I just
they
the
are highly
bonus.
motivated. You know, the demand for making them really win this league, the pressure they for making them really win this league. But you talk about the forward, Bayern, Lewandowski, Perisic, Gnabry. Gnabry, we don't see this former star player. You know how he don't transcend into something else. Don't the Rasak, don't the cause a lot of upsets on defenders, and of course don't they really penetrate. They penetrate right inside defense. The way they tell you say PSG really gets a lot for them. PSG as well. The likes of the Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria. These are three forward or the forward line as well. We capable for cause mayhem.
So while Bayern will be going forward, they still have to think about Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria.
I'm afraid,
Gnabry and Lewandowski will be causing havoc there. Neymar and Mbappe also waiting to cause another havoc.
I'm afraid for a counter attack, not for produce goals.
Okay.
Because one way go really forget from man he defend well. Just forward the penetrate right. He gets as well. So, players ready for cause havoc. So we really got to see technique, tactics. Versus
So quickly, what's your prediction?
Wow.
What are we expecting this to move match? I know this is the point where most analysts and most sport reporter can find them very difficult. And now we'll always see exactly what's your prediction. Waiting therefore happen tomorrow. How the game they end?
Wow. Well, my head is saying Bayern, my heart is saying PSG.
It's very hard to predict.
But what are we saying for sure? Bayern don't really show lots of
Are we expecting a draw at the end of the 90 minutes? Is there gonna be a post-match penalty or will we get a winner into the 90 minutes?
I'm saying, well, if this match, it could be either in a 1-1 progress to extra time penalty shootout. Subsequently, we see Bayern winner, but it will be difficult. But I think I want for send me wait, and I just want for like drop the seed or coin for Bayern.
So tell us the score line before we even go. Just
wow. Let me say 2-1.
2-1.
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich to win 2-1. Says Paul. Siavandi.
Me, PSG.
Paris Saint-Germain scoreline.
2-1.
2-1. Of course, we'll wait and see. Paul 2-1 to Bayern Munich and Siavandi 2-1 to Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, I go sit on the fence and see exactly who wins this one. This is Classic Weekend Sport with me, your host known as Edwin Jelamin, better known as the Bruna. Of course, that's who want for come to the end of the program. I'll be done with Paul, where come up from New Song is a sport guru. We don't know follow sports in the entire country. And I will also get to a usual analyst and the person of Siavandi. Me be don't be on our host, known as Edwin Jelamin. Till we meet again, I want to say goodbye. Have a lovely day. And the man behind the camera, that is Young Guy. Till we meet again, have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.